Hi everybody, my name's Rose.
I'm Renata.
And today we're doing episode 2 of book cover review. So our second book is called Behind Closed Doors, and it is a book by B.A. Paris. And it appears, it is a mystery.
Oh, it's definitely a mystery. It says The Perfect Marriage or The Perfect Lie. So right on the cover, so I'm guessing that's the question, the mystery. But I did want to point out, I didn't notice the author's name. Thank you so much for pointing that out on the book cover.
Yeah.
That's actually on the book cover.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's right there. And I mean, she abbreviates her name. I kind of don't like that, but you know, that's not my preference. So here's what the book looks like. And if you can see there, it looks like somebody, you know, kind of broke into, you know, through an old door, like a rustic sort of New England door. It looks like somebody jammed the door jamb there, which kind of gives you this feeling like, ooh, what happened there?
Yeah,
like absolutely. It really made me think. I really imagined somebody coming with a crowbar and trying to get that door open.
Yeah, which is why we emphasized in our first video and this one that the pictures are very important.
There was a sticker on here. I don't know if you could see that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got a blemish on it. But we had to take it off because we don't want anybody. It did say 20% off.
I know.
And we
tacky, right?
Right, really tacky. We don't want anybody to, like, come on, you know, this is a high quality book. We don't want people to think that we're cheap.
Yeah, we need them for our display of all the book covers that we've read.
Right.
So we'll have bookcases filled with books, and when people say, "Have you read them?" you say, "Yes, of course I have," because we have read the book covers.
That's for sure. Mm-hmm. So it's, you know, times of coronavirus right now, so nothing's open, and we needed a second book, and we didn't have one laying around the house.
No.
So we had to actually call a friend. We searched high and low. We had to call a friend and go pick it up, like, you know, social distance, of course, you know.
Okay, we didn't buy a book that was 20% off, and we also did not wear a book out with this, like, curliness that I'm not sure how people get that or how books get that. But it's like curly, like maybe, I don't know, they left it outside.
You see that? Yeah.
I would never, our books would be pristine in a shelf if we got them new. They would stay that way permanently. I just want to say that I'm glad that you pointed out the flaws on this book cover, because I wouldn't want people to think that we don't respect literature and books, okay? And we do. We would take much better care of that book by not opening it.
I read the book cover, and it's pretty scary. Like, it's about a couple named Jack and Grace, and he's like kind of rich, and she's beautiful, and they have these dinner parties, and it sounds like Grace is being held prisoner by Jack.
I think so. I think so. But that's what makes it a mystery. They just let you think so.
But it kind of really gave me the creeps, and I'm like thinking about this guy that's like making her arrange the cabinets and stuff, like that movie from, remember that?
Oh yeah, that movie with Julia Roberts.
Yeah, that movie with Julia Roberts. What was that? Like that crazy...
Sleeping with the Enemy.
Sleeping with the Enemy. That's what it brought up for me.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. So yeah, if that relates for you to this book, then this, I think, is a really good book cover.
Up in those images of, you know, Julia Roberts like organizing the cabinets perfectly, and then him checking to make sure the door, you know, the front of the door that we mentioned where somebody's trying to break in with the crowbar, like maybe that kind of, you get that feeling maybe she's trying to get out.
Yeah. Although I think he would have been very angry how that door was it has chip paint. For a rich couple, they sure do have a door that is kind of dirty.
Yeah, it sure is actually. God, that's gross.
Yeah. But they probably were going for that farmhouse motif, like this was their second house. So they were going for that farmhouse where it's not really dirty, it's fake dirty, you know, that's cool. That's real cool. Amazing. Because you don't want the real dirt.
No, you don't want the real dirt.
Yeah, no. Especially in these coronavirus times. You don't want the
real dirt.
It says that he goes to work and, well, in a different part of the book cover, and then they speak of, or they write about the shutters that you said that, I guess, lock.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like maybe, you know, she's inside there while he was at work.
Yeah, like locked in there, like not able to do anything. I wonder if he has cameras inside too. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, it doesn't say that on the cover, but this leaves a lot for your imagination. That's the beauty of this book.
True.
Right?
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
Good to point that out. Who's to say when you're talking about books or, you know, book covers, like who's to say that the person that's actually read the inside of the book, their interpretation is right? Like we have our own interpretation. We should all be able to interpret art the way that we do.
Yeah, it's personal freedom, like freedom of
Absolutely.
freedom of thought.
That's
and
right.
So that's that is something really important to me.
Yes, I don't want to operate in the construct of somebody else's ideas. It says somewhere else that she makes elaborate meals. So I just wanted to point out that Grace at least uses her time wisely. So maybe it's not such a bad thing that she's locked inside the house. She's becoming, it sounds like, a gourmet cook.
Oh, it sure does. You're right. I didn't even think of that. That's so insightful.
Right. I know.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's super insightful. Like she's actually gaining a skill
Absolutely.
that she can probably use in the future for sure.
Right. And it's sort of teaching people you can be resourceful in any situation.
There's a couple blurbs in here. We mentioned that by the other
yes.
magazines, which, you know, there always is. And it says, this is a debut novel and it's guaranteed to haunt you. That's one of them. It says, warning, brace yourself. And I know it's scary, right? And I kind of got that feeling when I was reading the cover, like, ooh.
Well, that's because they're really good at telling you how to feel, which that is totally fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I'm glad that you were able to pick up on that.
And the next one says, a powerful and electrifying tale sure to make your skin crawl. Ooh.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you feel that?
Yeah, I totally felt it. Like you felt that chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so.
Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah.
Words are very powerful.
Yeah, they sure are.
As we have just illustrated. But reading these quotes was extremely helpful to how I should, like I said, how we should feel. Okay, because the feeling, like words like engulfs.
Yeah.
And terror, like tell me that, you know, like this is a tough situation.
So, and the inside, so we get to the front one, unfortunately is blank again. I hate when they do that. But the back one actually has a bio of the author. And I do love when they put a picture of the author.
I do too, yes.
That's my favorite part. And this is actually a really good picture. She has her arms crossed, like, you know.
Like this.
Yeah. Like
the feeling that I get from her is what Rose said, like she's very strong. She's powerful.
Yeah, she's very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And it says she grew up in England and she lives in France.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, just being associated with somebody that does that makes me feel, you know, much better about reading the book cover, putting all that time in to read the book cover.
Yeah, that's probably where she came up with the idea about the gourmet meals. Anyway, so it says she worked in finance and as a teacher and has 5 daughters. Whoa, that's a lot. I mean, she's a heart. She is.
That is a lot. Yeah, it's almost a little too much. Maybe she should have put like one child and maybe not worked in finance, but because that way I don't want, like, you don't want to put so much, like an author doesn't want to put so much that, you know, it feels like they're like acting like they did too much because
it makes the readers feel bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it does. It kind of made me feel bad actually to think like she's raising 5 kids and working in finance and writing this awesome book.
Well, I think it does say it's her debut novel, so I think it's a rookie mistake.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Actually, so she'll probably say something different next time.
Right.
Yeah, I think we should maybe we should shoot her an email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. Yes.
Yeah, it is. I think that wraps it up. Do you have anything to say about Behind Closed Doors?
The first review on the cover says a hair-raising debut. That's how I know it was a debut.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Both unsettling and addictive. And I have to say that when we read this book cover, we were practically fighting over it because it was addictive to read this book cover.
Yeah, so this is definitely a thumbs up. Like, we would highly suggest
absolutely
reading this.
Thumbs up for Behind Closed Doors.
Yep.
From Rose and Renata. Or Renata and Rose.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also leave a request for the next book cover that you would like us to review. We take requests.